Hello and welcome to your weekly Oracle card reading for the week of March 3rd. This week's theme reading card comes from Robert Reeves' Flower Therapy, and it reads, Be positive. Your thoughts can shape your experience, so be sure to focus on the positive. So the focus of this week's reading is being positive. Let's see what it brings for us. For this week's reading, we are using Doreen Virtue's Angel Therapy cards. So for the first half of the work week, we see, if you get nervous, focus on service. It's an interesting card because this is almost like a bleed over from last week's reading, You Were Psychic. So it says, put your entire intention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. So the law of attraction, again, is manifestation, bringing things into your reality by focused intention and positive thinking. What's funny is typically when we see this card comes up for someone who is been called to service as a healer or a teacher or something of that nature, a light worker, and in the conducting of their work experience nervousness. That's usually who sees this card. Will I give a good reading? Is it going to mean something to them? Or perhaps struggles with, as I still do with my channeling, how much of it is me and how much of it is real. And it's that nervousness is what we see this card for. But the underlying message of that is simply keep your intention set to the service, ask all ego and worldly matters to step aside, and focus on that service and keep the positivity up, and the universe will handle the rest. So that's a good message for the start of this week. Release any nervousness if you've started, or if you've been doing it for 20 years, working as a light worker, and you experience nervousness or butterflies or uncertainties. In those moments, verbally ask, ego, please step aside. There is a place for you, but the place is not here. I got those words when I went to see Colleen at Angel Wisdom, and it's a tool that I've incorporated into what I'm doing, and it really does help a lot. Please step aside, clear this space so the true message can come through. So keep your focus on service and your intentions positive and your thought set positive, and it'll help clear out all that nervous vibe. For the end of the work week, or second half of the work week, we draw base chakra. Now this card kind of ties last week's and this week's reading together. It's a perfect transition. It says, choose only positive thoughts to describe your home, career, and finances, as your words determine your outcome. So this really ties last week's and this week's together because it brings the manifestation and the laws of attraction and all that into the being positive, transitioning into that. They want us to be in a state of positive mind all the time. This card really brings that together. Again, this card typically sees us, or sees it come up, I usually see this card come up for people when they are focused on materials, when they're really struggling to figure out how they can make more money or get a better job. And that's all part of the manifestation process. And it's through the positive affirmations and setting your goals, visualizing your goals, accepting them as if they're already true, really helps that clear out. Now, the base chakra, or the root chakra as it's sometimes called, is located at the bottom of the spinal column. And that's one of the energy centers. That's like the root, hence root chakra, of many of our feelings and desires of needs and necessities, and especially when it comes to material needs, we can really get stuck and open up that flow of divine manifestation. You could almost imagine as you breathe in like an exercise, you can inhale, and as you're breathing in this intense white healing light all the way down. Imagine and visualize it coming through your sinuses or mouth down your throat, and as you continue to breathe in, see it penetrate all the way down and just illuminate the base chakra and just fill it with light. And as you breathe in each time, imagine it's conflating a ball of white light. And for some people who have more visual associations to light, you can envision green or purple or even red as this ball of light, each time you breathe in, inflates more and more, centered at the base chakra, and just filling up more and more until it fills up the entire inside of your body, and then starts to permeate everywhere, out of every orifice and pore, and exudes through your whole body. And this is a good exercise to help try to purge any negativity or any energy blocks you have in those regions. And in doing this, as you're inhaling and visualizing it, you could be either saying positive affirmations or giving your concerns or worries over to the angels. And this is a really good kind of a cleanse and purge system that'll help you through those times. So that's for the second half of the week. So our final card here, which represents the weekend, we see cancel, clear, delete. Very relevant to the exercise we just spoke about purging. Use only positive words and thoughts as they're rapidly manifesting into form. Ask the angels to cancel the effects of past negative thinking. It's funny, I kind of just went over all that with that exercise, and now here we see this card. Again, we see if it's one of those things where you've been feeling weighed down by worry, if you feel like you're always the victim, the victim card is something that a lot of people have in them and play on a routine basis. It's almost one of the addictions. When I talk about addiction, how there's so many things outside of chemical addictions we have, the victim card is one of them. Any negative affirmations, anything you beat yourself up over, you look in the mirror and you're just not happy, all these things we have to release and let go of. And the angels are asking all of us to be more aware of what we say, think, what we even write about ourselves in our journals. Your choice of words really can block you up, that's why we have to do these exercises and do these affirmations and do workshops and meditate to help keep those energy blocks from holding us back. And it can all be changed just in a flip of a switch and a slightly different mindset, a different thinking pattern. And we can go through it and try to consciously choose different words when we're trying to express feelings about something. And it could make a huge difference. And as we choose that, we change ourselves because we're training our brain to think and talk differently. So as we move through this weekend, the biggest thing they're telling you is you've built up over the week, you started to try to train yourself to be more positive and think positive. Now it's time to really get down to the nitty-gritty and root that in deep. And, we talk about chemical addiction a lot. There are a lot of chemicals that can certainly affect your desire, I guess was the word I could use here, your desire to worry or your need to worry. Caffeine, nicotine, sugar, any type of stimulants, all these things that we put in our body to get our body started, our day going, actually clog us up energetically and cause us to be jittery and have mood swings and put us in negative places oftentimes. As much as we think, I need my morning coffee and I'm good, that coffee and that sugar and that stuff we put into our bodies does more harm than good. Doreen actually has a book out, and I feel like I'm always plugging Doreen. That's who I am most familiar with and who I work with more often than anybody else at this point in time. So I just tend to read her stuff and do all that. But she has a book out, Angel Detox, and it really goes over that stuff well. And again, I get no endorsements for this. It's just I know what I read and what I resonate with, and since I've been channeling a little bit, I can kind of get a sense of what's truth. And she goes over pretty thoroughly in this Angel Detox book that she just put out all this stuff, eliminating these things that really clog us up as energetic beings, because the damage it does to our physical bodies, or what we interpret it doing to our physical bodies, are only symptoms of what it's actually doing to our spiritual bodies. So this weekend, cancel, clear, delete. Try to work on changing your behavior patterns, possibly your food, your eating patterns, and more than anything, stay positive. That's the message they're giving us. If we can stay positive on a day-to-day basis, the rest just falls in and comes easy. If we think positive, we react to things positive, we approach things positive, then there's nothing really else that can interfere with us. The positivity and the existing within your joy blocks out everything else. If we can just find a way to stay there, we'd all have a completed journey, so to speak. So once again, I hope it's always amazes me when I get a theme card and then the reading pans out, because I do this, I try to do this in real time. I don't know what the reading's going to be ahead of time. So that's pretty cool. I like when it works out. So I hope again that it really resonated with some of you out there, and we did get our 400th like on the Facebook page, so I will be planning something. I was going to be doing another live event thing, but I still haven't worked all the kinks out of that, and I'm still waiting on some soundproof equipment for the studio. So what I may be doing is be giving away like 10 free readings, advanced readings with channeling. So I'll keep that updated on Facebook, and that's about it. Have a great week. Hopefully this March will bring us much better weather here on the East Coast, and we can get a little warm up going and start our herb gardens and move on from there. So have a wonderful, wonderful week. Thank you for listening.